It's way over.
Oh! It's done! It's done! I told you! It's done! It's done! It is Saint-Germain have won! They are back-to-back Champions League winners! Gabriel misses the most important penalty kick. He's getting consoled by Marquinhos right now. Charlie Davies! He's on the ground! Hold on! Charlie Davies is on the ground! He's alive, you're okay. Oh, wow.
It'd be the people closest to you that would be just enjoying your pain. I'm telling you.
No one loved Charlie's misery more than Troy, who was filming and taking this video of poor Charlie, who was locked in on the match.
I need to add some context,
what
though.
do you need to add? What is it?
Charlie was on live, on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
The penalty before, when PSG, I forget who took the fifth penalty, when he stepped up, his words, direct quote, JD, this is who we wanted. This is who we want to take the penalty. He then scores the best penalty of the night, reverses it inside netting, unbelievable. Gabriel steps up and misses. The reason I did this is because you and him are very similar.
Who?
You and Charlie.
Why?
Unbearable Arsenal fans that they're just a roller coaster of emotions. They never just level, and then when it goes wrong, you saw. I just wanted to make sure everyone captured the moment.
The heartbreak.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
Yes, you
but
did.
I feel like everyone needed to understand.
He enjoyed that. He enjoyed that. I know I had to turn my phone off after Saturday.
The first thing he did was call his son and make fun of his son.
I know.
It was his birthday. I was just checking he was okay. He was 17. I wanted to make sure he had a great day. I didn't want the Arsenal to. They ruined his day. I didn't want to. I didn't want to be part of that.
This is Thierry. Listen, I'll be honest. Yesterday, it did hurt. Really. You know, we were waiting for the first one. It will come. You gotta believe. But the season was outstanding. Come on, guys. Wear your colors proudly today and enjoy the parade. See you soon. We will be back.
That's nice. That's cute.
Good words from Thierry Henry afterwards. And listen, Arsenal was already going to have a parade no matter what happened in the Champions League final on Saturday. They already had a parade planned for winning the Premier League on Sunday, yesterday. So here's a look at some of the scenes out in England. Loved that.
Nice.
They need a reason to celebrate. I know there was a little bit of criticism of them having the parade. It was always scheduled. It was always scheduled to happen on Sunday. Yeah. And you have to let the team celebrate the fact that, yes, they lost Champions League, but Premier League title is really
can I be honest
what
with
they
you?
were after for.
Can I be honest with you? Absolutely, they deserve it. Absolutely, they do. It's been a fantastic season. I also want to say, Gabriel having the stones to step up and take the penalty,
100%.
Fair play to him, because there was a lot more attacking players that, questionable whether they wanted to take it. I think back to Madueke at Chelsea trying to steal the ball because he wanted to be a penalty taker, but clearly went missing in that moment. Anyway, it's not about an individual, it's about the team. But for Arsenal, enjoyed it. It's actually nice to see. My wife and kids were watching the parade, which was great. I had friends who were there. They were FaceTime with me. They had real good fun. Some would say it was a bit premature because it had. What's about? That was good. I thought it was nice. I thought it was nice for the city.
Yeah. I just want to know how long we got until the end of this block.
It was a good day.
Straight face though.
I thought it was a good day.
I love it.
In all seriousness, Arsenal had a fantastic season. I've never known so many non-Arsenal fans become Arsenal fans. Honestly, would you agree?
No, you know what?
There's how many in the last 10 years have you seen all of a sudden are now there?
There's going to be very few things that me and Troy agree with in this segment, but I will agree with that. There are a lot of people I didn't realise were clearly closet Arsenal fans that came out. It's trending. I see you on TikTok. I see you on Instagram all of a sudden flaunting the new shirt. But I will just say it, and I said it in the green room in the pre-production meeting. I'll bring it here on set. We are the culture, so I get it. Everyone wants to jump on. See, that hurts his feelings. But
so stupid.
You bring out whether the Met Police agree or not. You bring out out 1 million people for a parade, that tells me all I need to know about the standard that Arsenal are.
There was another walk not too long ago that had 1 million people as well. So are they the culture? I'm just saying.
It's too early for politics.
I'm just saying.
It's too early for politics.
Divide both of you. I think actually throwing Marcelo, if you guys.
No,
look, this is normal. This is the normal Monday morning interaction between me and Troy.
I love it.
What I would like to say is, 1 million people there, and they all enjoyed it. Well done, because it's been a long time. So well done. All seriousness, they were the best team. I think the problem that people have is, one, they struggle to give them credit. I had this problem last year. I was saying to Liverpool, you can say that what a great league it was, but they still won it. They were the most consistent. Arsenal have done the same. The question marks that I've had for both teams is, and more so with Arsenal, is, can this consistency continue? So no red cards, no penalties up until the last one in the Champions League. Realistically, you've had the bulk of your squad fairly fit as well, right?
Well, there's been inconsistency.
Yeah.
There's been inconsistency.
So, will you have an easier run to the Champions League? Probably not. And will the Premier League be a season like this was this year? I don't know, but let them enjoy this because they still won it. The question marks everyone has is style of play. Are you going to be able to get better production from your attacking players? So what do you think, Marcelo? Because you are the man of reason. You're the older, wiser head in this room. Just say you agree with Troy and it'll be fine.
I'll say this. Incredible season.
Yes.
Made a lot of people happy in the United States that are Arsenal fans. That's great. They got a new champion in the EPL. That's fantastic.
That's what they were about, a new one.
Seen a team not concede a penalty.
Yeah.
Red card. VAR was favoring their handball, not. So, and I'm just saying that.
Let's bring it back.
There's a few
Let's bring it back more.
A few friends of mine that are questioning being other fans of Leeds and other things. But listen, at the end of the day, they had a great season. They've been building 100%. For this, and they've been building for this.
Spent a lot of money to get to this point.
Year. They didn't have a hiccup at the end of the season. They found a way to win it. That's huge. You get the Champions League. It's a crapshoot. It goes to penalty kicks. Let's be honest. I'm a defender. I've taken PKs. I've made some. I've missed some. The only question I have is, why is a center back going fifth? Your best players. If he stood up and said, I'll take it, more power to you. Rock
Absolutely.
On. But that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
That's the UK. That's just what we do.
It's just a game.
Yeah.
You know what? He made a mistake. He stepped wrong. He hit it wrong. The pressure got to him. But at the end of the day, you can't take away anything from Arsenal.
I just want to say that people are now focusing on this individual title as like, this is the pinnacle. This is where Arsenal have got to. I do think this Arsenal team actually could go up another level.
Absolutely.
I do agree in terms of the style of football. I do agree there's reinvestment that needs to be put into the right areas.
Spend more money.
In order to develop it. I mean, the revenue is really spoken about in terms of how they've grown as a club overall. And
they've spent enough, in your opinion?
The profits, that has been a record-breaking year overall in terms of
have they spent enough money?
No, they haven't. There's still more to be invested into this squad because the inconsistency.
360 million came off the bench.
From the beginning, it was going to be depth. And I sat on this same desk last summer and I said to you it was going to be depth that wins any title for Arsenal this year. It was never going to be anything about individual quality because what they have this year more than any other year, and that beats the 84-point season year. It beats the 89-point season year. What they had this year was a similar quality player in terms of just the actual individual quality that were going to come in and replace anybody that was going to be injured
style of play
or
then for Arsenal.
That's the bit that needs to be replicated, or that's the bit that needs to be adjusted. Whatever way you look at it in terms of whether it's replicated because it was a success or it needs to be adjusted because you're not happy with it. But at the end of the day...
Why would they?
I've also seen a lot of great teams in terms of representing the Arsenal shirt that have played fantastic football and finished fourth, finished fifth. Have had Deeney turn around and say they haven't got the kahunas to turn around and go any further in this.
I was right then as well.
And he was right then. This team has shown a completely different style.
100%.
And they've shown a completely different industry and they've shown a completely different level of how to get to the finish line.
Let me pose a question to you. Let me pose a question to you.
He's been waiting for this.
No. It's genuine, because I think we're on the same side here. You've played a style of play. You've got to a Champions League final playing the style of play. Why change it? Why?
I think they do need to change it for one aspect.
But I'm saying why? Why would Arteta, just on those cold light of the day facts, why would Arteta go away this summer and go, I need to change it?
Because technically they didn't lose in 90 minutes and in the extra 30 minutes.
And he could probably say, we deserve a penalty. He could justify to himself, couldn't he, that they wanted a penalty.
Undefeated in the Champions League.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So why are you going to go away from that?
No, I'm not saying they did. But also, I think people need to recognise the distance and the disparity in the amount of games that Arsenal played to PSG. Not making an excuse for it, but I'm just saying, in terms of tactically approaching a game of football, and he's going to make his ups. If I was looking at Mikel Arteta, I have to play to your strengths here. If you go toe-for-toe with PSG and you think to yourself, overall, hey, like, we're going to go and try and outplay this team in terms of energy, in terms of controlling the game of football, it's impossible to do so. It's impossible to do so. Just looking at the quality and also looking at the different, in terms of fatigue on the legs of these players, it was impossible. So I think tactically how they approached the game was actually the right thing to do.
I agree.
If they had snatched and grabbed and we were sitting there talking about a 1-0 victory for Arsenal, there'd be no conversation on this desk.
It'd be great.
Do you think Mikel Arteta goes and tries to change the style of play? Because that's everyone's saying football won. Because I think that's such a big criticism of Arsenal.
Ignore those casuals that say football won. I've seen people turn around and say this all week, those casuals that say football won.
Upgrade your position.
What is football? Football is about winning. Because if you ask all of those people as to whether or not they would switch great style of football for an actual trophy cabinet or something that's sitting in the trophy cabinet, not one of them would turn around and say, oh, I've got to play attractive football, but I won't win anything. It doesn't make any sense. The problem is now with what Pep Guardiola did over the last 15 years, he has given you both. He's given you style of play and also won unlimited amount of trophies. So that's where it becomes difficult for whoever comes up now. Arsenal are just going, OK, how do we tweak this and that? And that's where I think it actually becomes harder, believe it or not, to tweak one or two little bits as opposed to, right, we need to fix this whole team.
You're just upgrading in players.
Yeah, but it's harder though, isn't it, to find out because your player profile, for example, for Arsenal, high left position is a bit of position they're concerned of. Now you're looking for somebody who can work hard, both defensively and attackingly, can get you 15 goals, maybe 7, 8, 9 assists. That's a very specific player profile you're looking for. Also, while you want that, so does 15 other teams. So you have to play over the odds to get that one person, where if you are a Chelsea, for example, and you need to do the top 3, OK, we can spend that 150 million over 3 players, and that upgrades where we already are. So when you're trying to go from 70% to 100%, that's actually easier than going from 99 to 100.
I actually just think one thing on recruitment, a lot more of their answers are actually within their squad than they actually give themselves credit for. Max Diamond is one that I think everybody needs to pay attention to. Miles Lewis-Skelly at the back end of this season, I think has been phenomenal. What he did in the Champions League Final and going toe-to-toe against João Neves and Vitinha really showcased to be that he could be a centre midfielder in terms of in big games going forward. So not necessarily every time you need to go out into the market. Some things are actually internal. And you need to allow those players to be free because then maybe they can go toe-to-toe in the big games.
Can we say right now that Luis Enrique is the best manager in the world right now?
I've been saying it since the back end of last season. I thought what he did with this squad last year in terms of achieving the feat, I put him into a different type of echelons in terms of both at club and international level as a manager. But what I look for in terms of to definitively call you the best manager in the world is, are your tactics revolutionary in terms of are you implementing your style onto any game of football that we watch? And we've seen that consistently throughout his whole career. Are you able to adapt within the middle of a game? And more importantly, what's your grip in terms of over that squad? You think about the squad that he inherited, that he took over, in terms of the Messi, the Suarez, the Messi, the Neymar and the Mbappes, all the way through. And the egos that you would have had to have managed there to where they are right now, where you're looking at an egoless team that's driven just by a togetherness, a compactness, and more importantly, work rate and combat and their ability to work off the ball. I think PSG has really showcased that the revolution will be televised in front of everybody, but more importantly, togetherness will always be individualism in any game of football. And this squad right here is phenomenal. I
think when they look at manager, I'm still looking at Carlo Ancelotti, somebody who can to rise above it, and no matter what's happening, he's always calm and he can manage individuals. I think there's a difference now between being a great manager and being a great coach. For me, he's the best coach. And also, he's right up there. But I think when you talk to best managers, I'll always put Carlo Ancelotti in that, just for Marcelo being able to be in this situation. It doesn't matter where you drop him. He goes, OK, this is what I've got. OK, let me figure out a room very, very quickly. You do that, and he understands people. But when you're talking to Luis Enrique, I think one thing that JayDee missed out as well, his ability to understand and adapt to being ready for the end of the season. Everyone talks about pre-season because it is so important. As players, we know it's so important. Got to get your message across. All of that. We understand that. He actually gears his teams up to be ready from January onwards.
Well, he's also playing in a
a lesser league. Of course. That is fair.
You can only beat the opposition.
That is absolutely fair. That is 100% fair. But we saw the likes of Pochettino have exactly the same and struggle in the Champions League. So he what I'm saying is he manages and massages his group to be like, okay, where do we need you? Where do you need to play? Where don't you? And then from January onwards, he's like, okay, we need to be ready for the big boy competition. And he keeps winning. So he can't change the rest of the league. I think Liga is getting better. But I agree with you. It helps.
That well.
Of course it does.
Does that well. Listen, I look at this and I say yes. Is he the best right now at this moment? Yes. Because as players, you have to buy into the coach's tactics. Buy in. Then you've got to get players with the right profile, the way you want to play, and make sure they're in every spot. He's done that. But it's much easier playing without 2 or 3 superstars. Let's be honest, because when you got Messi on the field, you got to give the ball to Messi. When Mbappe's on the field, you got to give the ball. Now these two are fighting against what? Everybody else. So I look at it as says he's a great manager. Tactically, I think there's nothing different that a lot of teams do. He adjusts well his subs. But I think nowadays, when you look at it, it's buying into the system, finding the players you want, and managing those players. Because how much training are they really doing throughout the week because of all the tournaments they're in? Every Sunday, Saturday, Friday they're playing. So I look at it as right now is when I look at that, you can just see 21 career trophies. I mean, to me right now, like you said, he is the best, but I like the fact that he's a player's coach and they all play in.
It's not easy to win back-to-back Champions League titles. It's not easy to do both of those in back-to-back years. PSG joining Ajax and Real Madrid as the only teams to do this. And it has been a while since this list has been updated. Both of the other clubs were back in the 50s, in the 70s. So it's been a while. And what's really impressive here as well is that PSG started 10 of the same 11 players that started the final last year. The only change, of course, being the goalkeeper. JD's eye is just widening a little bit because it's just so impressive that they were able to go back-to-back to keep the same players, which you see lots of teams now, just as soon as they win a title, they bring in more and more reinforcements. And PSG, they had the reinforcements that they needed to already go back-to-back, JD.
But, Claudia, you can defer to 2 former players here. When you win at the pinnacle, right, I tell you what, the first people that start making a grumble are those that didn't necessarily play in the final, or those that are seen as the squad players within that. Because they would look at, the trophy cabinet is there, but talk to the 2 pros who have had definitive careers and understand what it's like at the top. Keeping the players engaged that are what I would call 12 to 24 is where those are the players that knock on my door and start asking questions. Hey, you know what, do you mind linking me with this club? Hey, do you know what, my values are at an all-time high here. That's when you start getting the agents calling you in the summer, well, I've got a Champions League winner here and I need to maximise their value. For the sheer fact that Luis Enrique's managed to keep that core together, that group together, and then on top of it has built, and they're still engaged and still want to go again, tells me about the day-to-day management of what he's doing within that squad and how I know that this is actually a dynasty.
Does that tell you guys as well that this is a dynasty?
It's not a dynasty yet. It's not a dynasty yet.
What will...
You need to have, it needs to be a minimum of 3, first and foremost. Minimum of 3.
When did 3 become the target?
But, no, because we talk about Pep Guardiola and the Barcelona team when they get the years wrong. But, you know, with Messi, that great team, they won 2 of 3. And we consider that like the best, the dynasty. I don't. I think dynasty's always a 3. It's always been a 3. I think for this situation as well, they've won 2 of a newly formulated version of this competition as well. So you can't compare it to things gone before because it's now like, okay, it's a different way. Remember, both times they've gotten into this competition, granted they've gone on and win, I'm taking nothing from it, but they've had to go through the longest way. They haven't actually made it through in the top 8 yet. So for me, I need one more. I do believe, and I said this last year, I think they are on course for the next 5 years to dominate. I said it last year. You look at the squad is young, it's fresh, it's vibrant. Also, they're all locked into long-term deals. So even now, from a PSR point of view, when you're trying to balance the books, we don't have to get everyone signed up this year because half of the team is done until 29. So we can... If you want to put Kvaratskhelia on a new deal this year because you think he deserves it, you have that luxury. And everybody else is going to get paid further down the line. So I think just where they are and what they're doing, It's fantastic. Again, I played golf with someone last night and they were talking about, I would really like it. If I was Liverpool, I would give everything to get Luis Enrique. I'm like, hold on. Why is he going to leave Paris? Yep. He's in Paris with one of the greatest owners, got one of the greatest squads. And there's still room to
spend money.
Yeah, and there's still room to improve.
Yeah. Also, speak the truth as well.
It's fantastic.
Living in Liverpool or living in Paris.
No, but you can say that about going to Arsenal. You can say about any other team. I'm saying for Paris and where they're at, it's a wonderful city to live. Yeah. They've got one of the best owners in world football. They've got one of the best groups in world football, and there's still room to improve. Why is he got to leave?
Yeah.
I think he can go down in history, and everything he does season upon season will be historic.
I guess it depends who comes in. If Real Madrid comes in or Barcelona again, I mean, you're going to think about it. You're a coach, but when you're building a project, you always look long term. You don't look short term. So this project's being built and it's successful. A dynasty is a big word because it's winning consistently over time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the definition of what we're talking about, dynasty. So are they the best team? Yes. Do they have a chance to repeat and get a third? 100%. But we all know who's going after these guys. Everybody's going to.
Can I ask you a question as well, though, just really quickly? You know as well as I do, it's about alignment from top to bottom. A lot of the clubs that will be coming in and asking for his services don't have that alignment.
No.
So why leave what he's got?
Modern athletes, when you win something, everybody comes after you, right?
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie A, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.